Hi folks, hope you're doing well. It's quite late. Not taking the dogs out yet because it has been raining, so time will tell whether I do take them out. Well, this video is about how we look at people, how we judge people based by appearances, and how we often look at the shell rather than the inside when we're looking at people. Right, generally speaking, male and female, I think there's a similar thing between men and women, that they often do believe that for some ridiculous reason that someone of the opposite sex who is incredibly attractive would be so much better at sex than someone who's not so attractive. I think that's probably completely the opposite. I really do. So it's basic understood that the better looking people have, generally speaking, worse personalities or less of a personality because they didn't need to try and get attention when they were younger because they got attention anyway. That's why most often comedians aren't the most attractive of people, because they had to get friends when they were younger, so they developed a personality, a way of getting people interested in spending time with them. And to a certain degree, it's the same with regards to that sort of intimacy. Certainly depends on whether if you're talking about you're with someone, you're married to somebody, you're fully committed to that person for the rest of your life sort of thing, that's one thing. If you're talking about what most people understand sex as, a one night stand sort of thing, then I think the more attractive the person, I think they're going to be a lot worse at it. Because with the idea that most people have that I'd love to spend, have half an hour with her, she's gorgeous, or the other way around from a woman thinking about that point of view, is that basically you get to spend time with someone like that in that way. You're basically prophesying that you're going to come to the point of orgasm far quicker because of that person. And so you probably will do. But that's probably more down to you than down to them. That's down to you being excited about having intercourse with someone who's so attractive. It's got nothing to do with what they can do and what they can't do at all. Because basically, if they manage to get people off really mainly by their looks, then they don't need to really bother on foreplay or any of that sort of stuff, do they? Because foreplay for them is their looks. There you go. Yeah, their looks are what does it really for the people they go with. So they don't need to perform any foreplay on the other person. They might require, but they don't think that the other person requires, because their looks are the foreplay. Weird, isn't it? That we can think that way. We can think the attractiveness of the person makes any difference at all, even though it doesn't in any way, shape, or form. Now, a lot of people think size matters, so the bigger the man is, the better it would be for the woman, but that just isn't the case. Not in any way, shape, or form, because it really is down to care and attention. I've seen Reddit things where there was a man and a woman in a relationship. The woman's ex was bigger in the private area, and he loved to boast. And so he sent a photo of his bits to this girl's boyfriend. Well, of course, the boyfriend was then a bit insecure. But the girl then went on and basically said that with her ex, who was a bit of a jock, since this was America, it was more like she's being raped every time because he was incredibly rough with her. It wasn't pleasurable at all. Whereas with her current boyfriend, even though he's smaller, it's far more pleasurable because he makes sure that it's pleasurable for her. And so the fact he's smaller may be the thing that helps her. But we all look at that. Now there's this fashion of men want a woman with a bigger butt. In the past, it's been a fashion that men want women with bigger boobs and that men want women with smaller boobs. It's like, Jesus Christ, look. Focus on someone who has a lovely personality. The rest of it, you can work through that. You can figure that out. Because generally speaking, as I say, you can be with someone who's absolutely drop dead bloody gorgeous, who's never really learnt how to pleasure someone of the opposite sex. They didn't need to. So now you're with that person, and that person is going to struggle to do that anyway. So if you're with someone who's not so good looking, they probably have had partners in the past, and they probably had to work a bit harder. They've had to put some work into it at least. So therefore, you're in a better situation already with that person. If that person's got a great personality, then fantastic. That's bonus number 2. And the fact that person loves you is bonus number 3. Because often people that are good looking, they love themselves first and foremost. God, we do look at some people who are attractive and think, I want to be like to spend time with them. Why? They're probably the most dull people in the world. Probably, I made a mistake earlier. I went on a video and it was tribal people try different things, different foods, that sort of stuff. That's one here. Tribal people try noodles for the first time. Now, one thing I will say to you, watch one of their videos because you certainly see these men, mainly men. And these are people who you would love to have a conversation with. If you want an interesting conversation, speak to one of these people. They have a completely different life to what most of us will understand as life. They've lived. They've probably got fantastic personalities, great sense of humours. You wouldn't necessarily understand the language. They wouldn't understand yours. You'd have to have an interpreter, but I'm sure you'd have a fantastic time. And that's something which, I've got to say, as you get older, you look more towards that. You look more towards the fact of, okay, if we're talking about someone that I might want to spend time with, then really looks aren't important. And if they are, then choose someone who looks as if they've had a life. Because you're going to have a fantastic time with that person. You're going to have a good time with them. That's what matters. So going from young to old, that's one thing that I found is the case. And the strange thing about beauty as well, talking about the shell, is that the inner, the personality, that generally speaking, that gets better over age, or it should do. If people don't get too damaged by life. The personality can be absolutely fantastic for older people, especially people that have been together for a long time. They know each other, they know how far they can push it, and they work off each other brilliantly well. Whereas with the shell deteriorates. Certainly, if you don't put a lot of effort in, it deteriorates. And it deteriorates anyway. For a man, you get to about 40 and you start having hair coming out your ears at ridiculous rates and out your nose. It is quite fascinating the way the world judges stuff like that. Really is. Well, it's like this photo of Chewie. Chewie would be considered as the ideal looking sort of border collie because he just has that look about him. You can see in that photo there. Fantastic photo. Yeah, aesthetically handsome, very handsome. But Riley also has potentially the ability to be very handsome. I mean, every border collie are very, very beautiful, good-looking dogs. Short-haired, long-haired, but long-haired is really what people do like. They think the look is better, and I agree. I think it probably is. I like it. Only one of mine is long-haired, and that's Chewie. But certainly, from a photo way, Chewie just has that look, and so I got to say I prefer his look as well. Yeah, the hair coming out to the side there, beautiful, just beautiful. Yeah, Riley, the only other boy, hasn't got that. So yeah, but he's a cutie pie though. And as I say, it's going to change again in time. What society is going to change and think is attractive in 20, 30 years' time, don't know. No idea. It's going to change again. Because look at 80s. 80s was big hair, was massive jackets with shoulder pads and all that sort of stuff. That was attractive. That didn't last very long because it was awful. The fashion was terrible then, but that's what people liked, and that was counted as attractive then. Petite is something that can be attractive. Certainly modelling. Modelling was skinny. The skinnier, the better. And so the skinny girl. Now we're getting a lot of obesity being pushed as attractive. No, sorry. Skinny and obese, either way, very unattractive. Yeah, if when you get undressed, people can see your ribs, that's not good. If when you get undressed, you've not seen your private parts in years because you've got loads of fat in the way, again, that's not good. Yeah. But at the moment in society, we've had the skinny. Now the fat is being pushed as attractive. It's not attractive. I mean, they say that if you are obese, then especially morbidly obese, and they reckon you're at least 40% more likely to die of COVID if you get it. 40% more likely to die of COVID if you get it. There's nothing attractive about that in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. I don't care who you are. I think there is room for improvement with all of us. I think we can all improve. And I have to say, perfection. What to me is perfection? I don't know. Can't really say what to me is perfection. I say not skinny, not fat. Or not skinny, not obese. In between. Healthily in between is, to me, in a woman, perfection. Aye. When I was younger, perfection to me was Shakira. The singer. I thought Shakira was absolutely gorgeous. But as an adult, I have no idea what she looks like now. I imagine she's married. So therefore it's none of my business what she looks like now. Really. She's married and I wish her well. I don't know. There you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.